In the year 48 BC, a fire swept through the heart of Alexandria. What burned wasn't just wood and papyrus, it was the accumulated knowledge of an entire civilization. Astronomical charts that mapped the stars, medical texts that could cure diseases, plays, poems, histories, inventions, all reduced to ash in a matter of hours. This is the story of the Library of Alexandria, humanity's greatest intellectual catastrophe. Welcome to Stylus and Sword. Today, we're traveling back over 2,300 years to ancient Egypt, to a city founded by Alexander the Great himself. Here stood a building unlike any other, a temple of knowledge that would become the brain of the ancient world. But how did it rise? What made it so special? And who, or what, destroyed it? Stick around, because the truth might surprise you. The story begins in 331 BC, when Alexander the Great founded the city of Alexandria on Egypt's Mediterranean coast. But Alexander died young, and his empire was divided among his generals. One of them, Ptolemy the First Soter, took control of Egypt, and Ptolemy had an ambitious vision. He wanted Alexandria to be more than just another city. He wanted it to be the intellectual capital of the world. Around 295 BC, Ptolemy I, and later his son Ptolemy II, began constructing something unprecedented, a library that would collect every scroll, every book, every piece of written knowledge from across the known world. They didn't ask politely. Ships entering Alexandria's harbor were searched. Any books found were confiscated, copied, and the copies were returned to the owners. The originals. They went to the library. Legend says they even demanded the official texts of Greek tragedies from Athens, paying a huge deposit. And then they kept the originals, forfeiting the deposit. The library was part of a larger institution called the Mouseion, the Temple of the Muses. Think of it as the world's first university, complete with research labs, lecture halls, botanical gardens, and yes, the great library itself. At its peak, the Library of Alexandria held an estimated 400,000 to 700,000 scrolls. To put that in perspective, that was more books than existed anywhere else on Earth. This wasn't just storage, it was active research. The library attracted the greatest minds of the ancient world. Let me tell you about some of them. Euclid, yes, that Euclid, wrote his Elements here, the foundational text of geometry still taught today. Archimedes studied here, developing principles of physics and engineering centuries ahead of his time. Eratosthenes, the chief librarian, calculated the Earth's circumference with stunning accuracy, within 1% of the actual value, using nothing but sticks, shadows, and mathematics. This was 240 BC. Hipparchus created the first comprehensive star catalog here, discovering the precession of the equinoxes. Herophilus performed human dissections, revolutionizing anatomy, and discovering the nervous system. Galen advanced medical knowledge that would dominate for 1,500 years. The library wasn't just collecting knowledge, it was creating it. Scholars translated texts from Persian, Hebrew, Indian, and other languages into Greek. The Septuagint, the Greek translation of the Hebrew Bible, was produced here. They categorized, indexed, and preserved knowledge on an unprecedented scale. This was humanity's first attempt at a universal knowledge base, and it worked for a while. So what happened? How did we lose all this? Here's where it gets complicated. The library wasn't destroyed in one single event. It died a slow, painful death over several centuries. The first major blow came in 48 BC, during Julius Caesar's civil war. Caesar was trapped in Alexandria's harbor by Egyptian forces. In desperation, he ordered the Egyptian fleet burned. The fire spread to the docks and, possibly, to the library. Ancient sources conflict. Some say the library burned. Others say only warehouses near the docks were destroyed. Historians today believe Caesar's fire damaged or destroyed some scrolls, but probably not the entire library. The real killer came later. In the 3rd century AD, the Roman Empire faced crisis after crisis: invasions, civil wars, economic collapse. Alexandria was caught in the crossfire. In 270 AD, Emperor Aurelian's forces sacked the city during a rebellion. The library, or what remained of it, was likely severely damaged. Then came the Christians. In 391 AD, Patriarch Theophilus, acting on orders from Emperor Theodosius, destroyed pagan temples in Alexandria, including the Serapeum, a daughter library that may have housed overflow scrolls from the main library. Some accounts say the Great Library itself was destroyed then. Others disagree. The final blow: the Arab conquest in 642 AD. According to a controversial account, Caliph Omar ordered the destruction of the library, saying, "If the books agree with the Quran, they are unnecessary. If they contradict it, they are heretical. Either way, burn them." But most modern his. So what exactly did we lose? We'll never know for certain, but fragments and references give us haunting glimpses. Complete works of Aristotle, only about 1/3 survive today. The rest, lost in Alexandria, plays by Sophocles, Euripides, and Aeschylus. Out of hundreds, only 32 survive. Ancient histories of Babylon, Persia, and Carthage, written by their own people, gone forever. We only know these civilizations through their enemies. Advanced medical texts from Egypt and India, astronomical observations spanning centuries, mathematical proofs and engineering designs, philosophical treatises that could have changed how we think. Some historians believe we lost technologies that could have accelerated human progress by centuries. Imagine, if the library had survived, would we have reached the moon earlier, cured diseases sooner, avoided the Dark Ages entirely? We'll never know. What we do know is this: knowledge is fragile. It can take centuries to build and moments to destroy.
Today, a new Bibliotheca Alexandrina stands near the site of the ancient library, a symbol of humanity's enduring quest for knowledge. But the original? It's gone, and its loss reminds us of something crucial. We must protect knowledge. We must preserve it, share it, and fight for it. Because once it's gone, it may be gone forever. What do you think? Was the destruction of the library the greatest tragedy in human history? Or are there losses that rival it? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button. It really helps the channel. Subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next historical deep dive. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.